Hey, this is Lola, but you can call me Lola if you like.
Hi, this is Velisa, and you can call me Vels if you want. And this is the Everybody Hates HR podcast, episode 129.
Ready to give your performance and talent management a serious upgrade?
Meet TeamFlect, the all-in-one platform built for companies using Microsoft Teams and Outlook. With TeamFlect, you can manage goals and OKRs, run unbiased performance reviews, and share recognition and feedback, all without ever leaving Teams.
No more clunky spreadsheets, no more Word docs, and definitely no more chasing people around.
As an official Microsoft partner, TeamFlect keeps all your performance management and employee engagement processes right where your team already works.
From performance review templates embedded into Microsoft Teams to viewing goal progress inside ongoing team meetings, it offers seamless integration with your Microsoft 365 ecosystem.
Organizations all over the world are already powering up their teams with TeamFlect. That's TeamFlect, TeamFlect, because great teams deserve tools that reflect them.
Looking to join them?
Try it free today at teamflect.com.
Do you remember we were like, we're going to get to 150 episodes by the time it's the end of the year?
We still might.
I don't think we have enough weeks, babe.
Do we not? No, we don't.
We've got
We've
got like 9 weeks.
Yeah.
What's 9 add 120?
But we'll reach 150 by our birthday then.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
Yeah. We tried.
We tried. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been good. To be honest, I've been a little bit sick. For the last couple of weeks, I have been, not even a little bit sick, I've been very sick. And I've just been like trying my best to just get through life. I'm now behind on my study because I've been so sick. I've been working, but I've been doing the bare minimum, just what I need to do to get through. So I haven't really done anything, been anywhere. Nothing. I have nothing. I don't know anything interesting. Nothing interesting has happened in my life besides the fact that I have survived my illness.
That's fair.
What about you?
What have I been up to? I haven't been up to much either, actually. I feel like I've hit like hibernation season. Like
That's the season that it is, yeah.
Yeah, like I haven't really done anything, but I am enjoying watching Celebrity Traitors. It's like so...
I've never watched Traitors, you know.
Oh, you'd love it.
Yeah. The thing is, it's, again, something else I'd love, but I'm not committing to because...
Yeah. But you'd love it. But it's just so interesting to watch, like, the social dynamics of different profiles of people play out.
Who's on it?
So there was...
That I would know.
Alan Carr.
Okay, yeah.
Cat Burns.
Oh, Cat Burns. Oh, I love Cat Burns.
Yeah.
Listen, yeah. As a straight woman...
You would.
If I was to wake up tomorrow and I was lesbian or bisexual, like Cat Burns would 100% be my type.
Really?
Yeah, I just love her. I just think she's just got this aura. Like she's actually very young as well, which I hadn't
25.
appreciated. I know. But yeah, I just think she's so like, I don't even know if sexy is the word, but she's got like very sexy energy.
Yeah. She's a traitor. She's very good. Like they even tried to get onto her. Stephen Fry is another. He's on it as well. Yeah, I think you'd know quite a few people. Charlotte Church. Yeah. Nico from Beta Squad.
Don't
know. So the one that's young and actually okay. Who else is on it? Tamika. What's her name in EastEnders again? Kim from EastEnders was on it. David, what's his last name? You know, the black historian. He's like mixed race. David. Oh, what's his last name? Can't remember.
Okay.
Anyway, him. Who else is on it?
That's a lot of people.
There's been quite a few people, but like they even tried to get Kat and say, Stephen Fry was like, you know, Kat, you're always tired, and we know the traitors get less sleep than us. And then Kat was like,
I'm anemic.
She was literally like, well, you know, just so you guys understand that, you know, sometimes I need my space. I've got ADHD and autism. I was like, wow, she's deep in the game.
But also I'm a traitor.
Yeah, like, she was not letting them know that she was a traitor, but. so far it's like really good. They haven't found one single traitor. Oh, Jonathan Ross is on it as well.
Jonathan Ross and Alan Carr.
Yeah. Like it's quite a decent UK celebrity.
They don't pay them, do they?
I think they do.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
Because the money they win goes to charity.
And also, like the money they win goes to charity.
Celebs, isn't it?
Yeah, but
they got money.
Allegedly. Yeah, I know, but they can't be paying them if it's charity thing, surely.
No, I think they do. Paloma Faith as well was on it.
Oh God, I love it. I was about to start singing, but I'm like, I can't even try and do a Paloma Faith.
They've got a decent.
That's a budget. That's giving comic relief.
Yeah. Traitors, it does well. Like it's doing really well rating wise and stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Oh, also, I think on the last two episodes you would have seen, but you probably didn't see, and you definitely can't see now. But I'm locking my hair. That's new. So yeah, I think I've said on the podcast before that it will be my final destination. I'm going to end up as one of those like old black ladies in HR that have locks, and I just thought, why do I wait to be old? May as well just do it now because I just love locks. So you probably, if you look back at the last episode, because I have these headphones on because I can't be trusted. You can't really see, but if you look closely, and I also had them. They did their first outing at the UK Black Business Show. So yeah, look at my hair.
Yeah. So yeah, we did the UK Black Business Show. I guess that's something we should quickly
through my sickness.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It was good. I mean, me and Lola, we know that we can be a little bit delusional, but we do think we were one of the better speakers on that. Not that the other speakers
there were loads
good,
of good ones,
but we were great.
It's so funny because Velisa sent me something and I was like, look, I didn't go to all the talks, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that ours was the best. And that's no disrespect to anyone. There was great talks, but obviously we just believe in ourselves.
Literally. We spoke about career setbacks. That was what we spoke about.
Yeah, how to come back from your career setbacks.
Yeah, and I think it landed very well.
I think it's a topic that everyone can resonate with, to be honest. I wish we had the audio.
I know.
We have some photos that they took of us in the session, and I was just like, let this be a media training point for me. That when I'm speaking on a panel, I think there just needs to be, when I'm not actively speaking, I need to look cute. Because all of the photos of me...
Oh, both of us?
No, mine are definitely worse. You know, sometimes you can catch someone like mid, like they're obviously talking and stuff and they can still look cute. Like, but mine are all like, my face is all scrunched up. Like, is that what I look like when I'm talking?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is sad. Yeah, so the photos they did very dirty.
Yeah, but it was good. It made me feel like, oh, we haven't, sorry, but we haven't.
Go on, say it.
We haven't done a live show. We haven't done a planned an event for this year. Like this time last year, we were ramping up for the Christmas party.
It's not too late. Who knows what you guys are gonna get? I know what you're gonna get. Nothing. Nothing.
But 2026, isn't it?
It's not too late.
No, don't do that. Unless we did something really small with some of our listeners.
Actually, I wanted to remind everybody. So a couple of months ago, we did an episode sponsored by DPG Learn, and they're the people that do the CIPD training, and also Prince 2 training. And we said that there's a discount code, and that discount code is still active. It's going to be active until the end of November, and they're going to be doing Black Friday deals from this weekend. So if you want to do it, you can still use the discount code alongside the Black Friday deals, and the discount code is EHHR5. So just a reminder.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. So should we go straight into it?
Yeah, go on, you go first. There's something that I feel like we should talk about, and like specifically about what happened, and then also the aftermath that happened on TikTok. I would love to talk about it. Should I start?
You start.
As a more impartial person. Okay. So there's a content creator online. I don't want to say her name because
Deb's content, babe.
Okay. Because when you said her name before, everyone was acting like she has some secret content and we shouldn't say her name. Anyway, so she has basically been documenting her journey as an EA. So she was made redundant. She got a journey as an EA. I mean, she got a job as an EA. It's her first time being an EA, as I said. And she was like, this is day 1 of me being an EA, day 2 of me being an EA after being made redundant. And she was basically vlogging the journey. She recorded videos at work and also
Say things like, my boss's breath stinks.
She never said that. Did she say that?
She said that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. She said, and obviously she was talking about the methods of transport that her boss likes, doesn't like. About someone
she's talking about these two people that she got
calling her the
mixed
wrong
up,
name. Yeah.
Roger and Richard.
And they called her Donna.
Yeah. And how she, you know, when you get blamed for something and it's not your fault and they don't give you an opportunity to... Do you see that one?
No.
Yeah, so she did one about, you know, I'm so frustrated. You know, when you get blamed for something and it's not your fault and you don't even get the opportunity to explain yourself and breathe, but I'll be okay. It was that sort of thing. She was just vlogging her journey. Obviously, when she made these videos at work, she mentioned her colleagues' names. Maybe related, maybe unrelated. On day 10, the update was, by the way, and she came online actually, she had said, I need some help doing this. I don't know how to do this, blah, blah. And on day 10, she said, today is day 10 of me being an EA and it's my last day. I got fired today, basically. Also, some other content.
There was a video before that she deleted.
Yeah, I didn't see it. What was it?
Yeah, where she was literally crying about how hard it is and like how she feels that she's being treated by this. And then the next video was that one.
Okay, yeah. And then other things to say, she was a temp. Like, I guess an agency temp, that's what I got, or a fixed term contractor, don't know. And then, yeah, so she made this video and said that she was sacked, basically. I don't know what the specific terms of her contract were, if it was like she's literally through via a recruitment agency and she's just temping, or if she said temp in the sense of like it's a 3-month fixed term contract, don't know. But anyway, her manager gave her some feedback, some of which was, I think, was quite fair. Others, I think, she didn't feel were fair, and I think it's debatable. Certain things he said was like, she just wasn't picking things up as quickly. Stuff that she should have checked with him, she didn't. There was times when she didn't book the travel because she assumed that he was going to drive, but he said that when he does long distances, he prefers to get train. He said that she should come in before him. He wanted her to be there before he got in, I guess, so that she's there immediately when he needs her, and just some other little bits and bobs. Anyway, she did that. Some people were speculating maybe it's to do with the content that she made, and they were basically saying like it's really not advisable for you to be making content. And she was making the content at her desk or in the office, and it was just very early, so everyone was just like, that might have contributed. And others was just saying, well, he obviously didn't like you. And she was basically saying, how can you fire someone after 10 days? You didn't even give me an opportunity to do this. And I also think all of that is fair. Like if someone's in their probation or whatever and they're not performing, if they're in their probation, if they're a temp, I think it's actually fair to just to be like, it's not working, get me a new temp, right? But she was like, you obviously didn't want me here, because if you did, you would have given me time to get up to speed. And coming on to this, I'll come on to the second part, but even just with that, I just had so many things I thought about it, and I was like, that is the case, and in an ideal world, that's how it goes. But I do think there are some roles where people just have less tolerance, and an EA or a PA is one of them. And when we say EA, executive assistant, sorry, they, like these execs, a lot of them, they have so little patience, and I'm not saying that it's the right thing, but they have so little patience, there's so little margin for error. You're dealing with such senior stakeholders, not just them, but the people that they're dealing with, that they just hate mistakes. And they're just at a point in their career where they don't want it. And a lot of the time, unfortunately, they might have had an EA who was just like bang, 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 yeah, for a long time. And then when they have a new one, they're impatient because they're senior and because they've been allowed to be, basically. So some of that wasn't a shock to me. The thing that I didn't like, right, so obviously everyone was talking about it and she made lots of videos about it. I think over the time when she was documenting this, even though it was just 10 days, she had gained quite a few followers. And Velisa made a video about it. So Velisa made a video about it and basically said, look, there's lots of things I can say about the video. Actually, the content thing is really important. And obviously last week we spoke on the podcast and the week before about people coming to TikTok with like work things and how dangerous it is and how, you know, it's just not advisable. On the back of which, people were like, why are you telling her? She already knows. Why is everyone dogpiling on her? She came and said, there's loads of things you could have spoken about. What about how my manager was? Why are you focusing on this? I've already admitted that maybe I shouldn't have posted these things. Meanwhile, the things are still pinned on her profile. Pinned tells me that you want engagement. You're loving it. Like you want people to engage with this. And I just feel like people are very delusional. Like I felt like she was really delusional. And I ended up commenting as well, because even before she commented, I saw Velisa's take and I said, this is a very, I can't remember what I said. This is very kind.
Yeah, I was very diplomatic.
Very diplomatic. I said this is a very gentle take, because at the end of the day, you've just been fired. You're looking for a new job. You still have videos of you complaining about your old job and your old manager, and some positive stuff on there. Like, just take it down. It's time to take it offline, regroup. If you've met great people and people have shared their story, that's great. But you don't need to be sharing this kind of thing online. Like, it could come back to bite you. And she was just like, well, as a HR person, should you be focusing on this? Should you be focusing on that? And I just thought, like, people have lost it. Like, you can't actually critique people anymore.
My whole TikTok, my whole Instagram is literally me doing videos about when your manager doesn't like you, raising a grievance. Like, there's so many. Maybe if you found my page before you started making those TikToks, you'd be in a different situation. I've just lost so much sympathy for her, because if you saw my follow-up video where I didn't at no one, I was talking about some people are just rubbish at their job. And maybe if the shoe fits, the shoe fits. Because one of her videos, she was talking about how these are like her top tips for being an EA. Yeah. Wait,
me, I'm coming back. Come back to me. Yeah.
And one of her tips, was like about being proactive. So I'm listening and I'm thinking, oh, okay. Then she starts talking about, how she makes lunch before she goes into the office. Like,
I'll be proactive for herself. Yeah.
And it's just like, these little telltale signs are telling me that you just weren't good at that job. You weren't good enough for whoever you were working.
Is your face behind this plant?
I don't think so. Is it?
I don't know. Turn it a little bit. The plant. Just so it's, I'm just thinking, like, is Velisa behind this plot? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a bit better, to be fair. And I'm thinking there's just little telltale signs that are telling me that you are not good at your job. You're going online and you're saying, some people have told me to use Copilot, and some people have told me, do you not have friends? Do you not have ex-colleagues? You were a team assistant. Is there no one? There's no other forum apart from TikTok that you could take this to.
Even little things like, the more I watched the video, the more I was like, she did minutes. And I think they came back and said they were too detailed. Fair enough. And she said, she wasn't sure how to summarize, so she just put it into ChatGPT. Minutes of senior execs from your company you put into ChatGPT. You don't know what ChatGPT are going to do.
And you're saying that online.
At least Copilot I could get with, because Copilot is obviously within Microsoft Office 365. It has all the information or whatever. Microsoft already have it. But like, I just thought, you have literally put into ChatGPT probably very confidential information about your company. Now you're coming to tell us all. And so I just thought it was just, the whole thing was just, it just shows diabolical. You that. And it just brought me back to the original point we made, which is, if you put something online, you never know where it's going to go. And I think for all of us, whether it's about work, whether it's about whatever, we all need to be aware that once you put something online, like if we put a podcast online, we open ourselves up to being critiqued about it. We don't know how people are going to use it. We would like people to use it in a way where it's developmental, they learn things, blah, blah, blah. But if they also wanted to drag us, they could drag us. Like, and I'm not saying that you were dragging the content creator, but that's what happens. So you can't be in a situation where you put something out and you only want positive feedback on it, or you're saying, okay, well, I accept the negative feedback, but I have no plans to change. Like, well, you can, but it doesn't make any sense. So I haven't checked, but up till now, I'm so sure
the videos are up.
The videos are up. Like, she has pinned the videos. You're talking about your workplace, how people have treated you a certain way, how you've made this mistake and you've made that mistake. Videos of you talking about all sorts of stuff related over the course of 10 days. She did not wait even for day 2 to start making content about it. Like, I just think the contentification of life and work is just it's crazy. Like, we actually just need to relax. Like, not everything is content. And if you're going to make content, like, you can actually just talk about your job at home. You don't need to make it at work. You don't need to do anything. There's many times when we've had to anonymize situations, wait for a year before we talk about it, whatever the situation is. So I just thought it was a bit crazy. And one of the things that shocked me most about the whole situation, I said it to Velisa, is this girl, no hate, no shade to her, whatever, but she obviously just lost her job. She was an EA for 10 days. People are in her comments saying, what tips would you... What tips would you give for how to be an EA? And I'm like, she has had one EA job for 10 days.
She doesn't know how to be an EA.
She is not the authority on the subject. Like, no offense, but there are other people who probably, even on TikTok, who 100%. Have been an EA for a long time. Yeah. Let's say I become a lawyer. I don't expect on day 2 for you to be asking me, can you give me tips on maybe what my journey was like to become a lawyer, but not like, what's the life like of a lawyer? I've been a lawyer for 2 days. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out too. Do you get what I mean? So I was just shocked that people are coming and really now, like, it's so easy on social media to position yourself as an authority on something. It's scary. It's actually scary. And then again, this is what I mean about wisdom. If I was a lawyer on day 2 and someone said, oh, what's it like to be a lawyer? I'm going to tell you, I don't know. I'm not going to come say, well, actually, as a lawyer, I think the most important things to do, I was just shocked by it.
It's what you're saying about content, though, because she saw the question and thought, it's content, so I'm going to reply to it, rather than being humble and graceful about it and saying, do you know what, you saw my journey. Like,
that's all I know.
Yeah, like let's just leave that alone. Like,
yeah, and I think it's really important just to think about where people are getting their advice from, especially when it comes to work, and just everything. Like, I'm just having a bit of a rant now because I keep seeing people, even around that specific video and some others, people are like, you need to get a lawyer. You need to get a lawyer. You know, this is unfair discrimination. This is unfair dismissal. And I'm like, she's
a temp.
She's a temp, and also they've said that they've dismissed you for your performance.
Yeah,
there's nothing unfair about it. Like, you could try and say, okay, well, there was nothing I got there from. Maybe the thing where they called her the wrong name, but it's not like they called Donna. I'm assuming Donna is.
Her name's Debs, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm assuming Donna is not like the other black girl in the office. Do you know what I mean? But I just couldn't see how it could be unfair dismissal. But people were so, and then somebody responded to the girl who said it's unfair dismissal and said, well, she doesn't have 2 years service. And the girl said, oh, I didn't know that. But it's just like, people just say anything.
Yeah, but also, like, she was coming online and admitting the mistakes that she was making. Do you know what I mean? It's not like she was just like, oh, my boss is not treating me right, or the experience I'm having right now is not good. You were coming online and telling us you
made this mistake.
Made this mistake. You made that mistake. So clearly there were enough mistakes you made that gave you 10 days worth of content, and that's enough to get you dismissed. Like, can we be guided? Can we not be delusional? And that's what my second video was about, is self-awareness. A lot of people do not have self-awareness when it comes to their performance in the workplace. And then that sets them up for failure, because then they think they will blame everything else but themselves and the actions that they have taken. Yeah. Like, you're coming online and you're literally clarifying, granted, I made this mistake and this mistake and this mistake, but then you're crying that
you should have had more time.
Yeah. Like,
which again, for a permanent employee, also, I don't think it's unreasonable, but I think in certain jobs there is just
as an EA, you kind of have to hit the ground running.
Yeah,
you know basically. What I mean. Yeah,
and maybe they didn't hire correctly if they want someone to. Do you know what I mean? Maybe there's something in there that maybe they should have. If that was the case, I think she did say that if it was the case that you're not going to give anyone grace, and maybe you didn't hire correctly.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like even I recently was helping someone with a redundancy, and I was speaking to them and I was like, what's your performance been like? And they were like, to be honest, the last 6 months, not very good.
But I love that.
I can work with that. Do you know what I mean? I can work
at least
with
you
that.
know.
Yeah, I can be like, okay, at least that's not an angle we're going to go down. We'll just avoid talking about performance, but we can talk about the rest of the stuff. But it's actually very good. Do you think you've ever underperformed?
That's a good question. Do you know what? I'll say yeah, actually.
In what context?
I was around the time I was getting married.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. I was very distracted around that time. So, yeah, I would say...
You didn't perform your best, or you underperformed it?
I didn't perform my best. Okay. I wouldn't say I underperformed, but I didn't perform my best. No.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about if I've ever actually... If I believe... Obviously, there's times where other people might feel... I've never been told that I'm not performing. But there have definitely been blips where I know I'm not doing my best. And actually, probably there have been times where I'm underperforming, but I feel like maybe underperforming in a specific task or for a period of time. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe where I've been so busy that I've done more things to a lower quality than I should have done. Do you know what I mean? So there probably have been times where like my manager has been like, this is not really, there have definitely been times where my manager or my client manager, this is not really what I expect of you. But I think not really for prolonged periods of time. But there have definitely been things where I definitely haven't done them to the standard that they should have been done, but more so less because of capability, more because of circumstance. But I can see that. Like I will know. That's what I don't get. Like I guess for her, I think it would be difficult anyway because she doesn't. That's not her fault. She hasn't been in the job anyway to really understand. And that's what I think is important when someone starts a job, to really set what the expectations are at the outset so that they know. And if you haven't been in the job before, I think it's hard for you to get a good barometer of what that looks like.
Yeah.
But I think most people, if they have previously been performing, they kind of know within themselves when they're not doing their best.
Yeah, but forget her, man. That's it.
Anyway, that has taken up a lot of time. That's taken up a lot of time, actually. But yeah, go and watch the videos and tell us what you think. Nice comments, Sonia. Don't say that please. But tell us what you think. Tell us in the comments what you think. Watch Velisa's video. Say if you think it was fair. And also stop making videos. I don't even think it's our listeners that are doing it anyway. So we're not even talking to the right audience.
Yeah, it's true. It's people that don't listen to us that are doing it.
Yeah. But as much as I enjoy seeing it online, it's not the right thing to do.
It's not.
I like engaging in it, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's just some people are just so, like you said anyway, the content world has just really warped people's minds into thinking they can put every little thing about themselves online. Like they feel comfortable talking to a camera, and it's like, this is not the right forum for what you're doing right now.
There's a couple of other things I've seen online that I want to talk about.
Go for it.
So I saw there was a tweet, and I'm never on X at the moment, or Twitter, or whatever we're calling it. But I saw this tweet. 1 second.
Tweet. Oh, there goes my skirt right on my head.
Oh man. Okay. Oh no. There was 2 tweets. Okay, so the first one was about company surveys, and someone tweeted, they're running an anonymous feedback survey at work, but they're mailing everybody who's yet to hand in theirs, to basically be like, how is it anonymous if I haven't done it? And I've done loads of like company surveys, like I've administered them. I've used various like external companies, and I just thought it would be good to explain how most of them work. So there's a bunch of companies that can do them. There's companies that just do surveys. There's companies that do other things, like for instance, there's certain platforms where you can, most of the HR systems now anyway, they can do some sort of survey or whatever. But a lot of the time, how they work is, somebody in the system, probably in the back end, can see what was written for sure. But it's what they allow access to for the administrators. So for instance, we send it to 500 people and we will know who has responded, who hasn't responded. That is visible to me as an administrator. I can see, Velisa, you have responded on this date, but I can't see what you have responded. And you can put rules in the system, and usually, for instance, you can see the data when it's aggregated. So you might be able to see the data for a department, but they will only allow you to see the data for the department if at least 5 people have responded, right? And there's you can cut the data in different ways, but they won't let you cut the data in a way if adding too many cuts of the data would allow you to identify what someone has said. So let's say Velisa sits in HR, but she also is on the SLT, and she's the only person in HR that's on the SLT. If they say you can cut it by department and you can cut it by SLT, if I then try to look up the SLT in the HR team, I'll be able to identify that was Velisa's answers, so they won't show that to me. That makes sense. But I feel like there's always so much skepticism around who can see what. And especially if you do it through an external company, some companies will lie. That's one thing. But most companies won't. Like if you do it for an external company, they've literally been set up for that reason. Like they're there to administer surveys, to put safeguards in place, all of this stuff. And so sometimes I feel like this kind of distrust of employers is kind of getting out of hand. It's like, there may have been one company who lied about it one time, but you can also just ask, say it gets on my nerves sometimes when employees do it. How do I know this is anonymous? How does it work? And it's annoying, but I kind of get where they're coming from. Like they want to be able to feel safe to respond and all of that kind of stuff, right? So just ask, you can ask questions like, how does the anonymity part of it work? You can ask questions like, if you're going to share the data on aggregate, what size population is blocked from being seen? What safeguards are in place to make sure that my answers can't be can't be identified. And most of the time, especially if you use an external company, there's stock answers that they can give you, and if they don't know, they can go to that external company. If obviously your company have made a survey on Microsoft Forms and they're telling you that that's anonymous, and you can actually do anonymous things on Microsoft Forms, but there's probably going to be less safeguards in place. Yeah. There's probably going to be less safeguards in place because somebody just set it up. But if it is from one of those things where you get like a specific link just for you to your inbox, and a lot of that stuff, they've already thought about it, and it really is anonymous.
Yeah, I get it though. Like everything you said, I agree with. I feel like a lot of people have that distrust with their companies. But I also think it is because, and I've seen it as well, where managers have approached somebody based on them identifying someone because of their answers and saying, hey, like I saw your, you know what I mean? Or because of an answer, HR have had to try and figure out who it is because there's a cause for concern or duty of care there or whatever it is. So I understand then why people would be a bit hesitant to take the surveys. But like you said, majority of the time, how you said it works is how it works.
Yeah, what I will say actually, just to caveat that, is with these surveys, they usually like, you know, they'll give you a statement and they'll say, on a scale, like, I feel like I'm supported in doing my best work at this company. And then it'll be like, strongly agree to strongly disagree, and you'll pick your rating. But then you have the verbatim questions, right? Yeah. Where you can literally write free text. Yeah. Those are the questions that you need to be careful with, right? Because if you're in a sensible company, like we can, as a HR, as an admin, I can see every single one of the comments that's been written, right? And before I give it to the departments, because usually we'll share the data for the department, and we'll share sometimes the free text comments with the SLT member or the whoever the kind of most senior person in the team is, and we give them instructions about what to do with it, don't share it, blah, blah, blah. However, we will always go through the responses, and this is me in a small company, right? We will always go through the responses, and I will look at every single one, and I'll be like, is it too obvious who wrote this? Is there names? Is there specific projects? And we will do some work. We might remove the client name, do something so that it's not clear who wrote it. However, I can't guarantee you that every HR team is going to do that. So even if the response is anonymous, but then you come and say, I hate my manager. One time we worked on this client and he said this and he did this and he was blah, blah, blah. Your manager's going to know that was you. Your manager's going to know that was you. So hopefully your HR will clean it up before, but that's actually is not essential. So that's what I would say. Just be careful in the free text comments. You don't need to be giving too many specifics, which are going to help to identify you. But if you were to say, to asking you about your manager, and you say, I think my manager is good at this, but it actually is not very good at this. There have been many examples within the team where this sorts of behavior has been shown. It's more that sort of thing that you should be saying, not when we worked here, he said this to me. He will know that that's who said that.
100%. I've seen that many times.
I've seen it as well. And also there are always these kind of senior leaders. There's always one who really want to know who said everything.
100%.
Yeah. And they will be like, and I've actually seen leaders go and ask various people. So let's say if they can't whittle it down to the right person, be like, somebody said this, was it you?
I've seen that as well.
That's insane behavior. Yeah. That's actually insane behavior.
Yeah. I've a lot of like, not a lot, but I've had like many grievances where that has been a thing where they've said, oh, my manager came up to me specifically asking about my responses to a survey.
Yeah. So I think it's less about, is the survey anonymous? I think most of the surveys are anonymous that I've seen. I know it has happened where companies have lied about a survey being anonymous that they've built, but all the surveys from third parties that I've seen have been anonymous. And for instance, there was one system I used recently where it basically said, if you tick this box, you'll be able to know more about the person that answered it, but we will tell the person that you have access to it. So it's like, yeah, you'll be able to know more, but when the person answers this question, we're going to tell them. We decided not to turn it on because we don't need to know more information about the person. But they basically said, it's fine if you want to turn it on, but we're going to snitch on you that this is what you're doing. So again, I think we don't have to be so distrustful.
We don't. But I think as well, most companies do surveys on a like, not ad hoc, but like quarterly, twice a year kind of thing. I don't know if they still do it, but when I was at Workday, there was a weekly survey.
Weekly?
There was a weekly survey every Friday.
Is it because they're trying to use their own platform?
Yep.
It's too much.
Well, it's like one that they acquired. So
I know which one you're talking about.
You know which one it is.
But it's too much.
But yeah, it was weekly. So managers basically could pick up a pattern of responses from individuals on their team because
who was in, who was out, that sort of
yeah,
thing.
because it was weekly. So yeah, they should stop doing that, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I think annual engagement survey and then maybe like a quarterly pulse is fine. Like, you know, the little short, sharp 3-4 questions, get the feel of the team.
Yeah,
you don't need to be doing too much. People get survey fatigue and then they stop answering sensibly and then they just can't be bothered anymore. But also on the topic of kind of, you know, how people feel about workplaces and stuff like that.
Lola's been on Twitter this week, y'all.
Listen, if I tell you why I was on it, I was actually on it looking at football stuff, which is very sad.
I said to your brother, I said, you're very happy right now, aren't you? With how your team have been performing.
My brother.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And he was he stood up. He was like, yeah.
He's a loser. So my whole family supports Arsenal, except we have one black sheep brother who supports Man United. And as if you know anything about football, Man United haven't been having a shocking time until literally just the other day. Yeah, so this person tweeted, I don't take sick days. I've always worked in small teams and I know how disruptive to everyone else it is if someone is fake sick. So it was like, and that was in response to a tweet that somebody had written. The person said, I don't understand people who don't take sick days or days off from work. Like, are you aware that you're going to die one day? And then he responded he doesn't take sick days for that reason. But it was clear to me in what he wrote that he was saying he doesn't take fake sick days, right? And I think we could all agree that if you're sick, take your sick days. Mm-hmm. But there would seem to be like a little bit of a split around what about the rest of your days. And I feel like for such a long time, it's been a very public sector mentality that you get this many days paid sick and so you should use them like their holiday. Yeah. And in the private sector, it was a little bit different. But I feel like there's been a really big shift in the last few years, which is like, we hate employers. Yeah, we hate employers. We work there so that we can take as much as we can get, and then that's it. It's just like, and I think that's to do with the cost of living, people not feeling like that kind of social construct has been lived up to. And they were trying to cook him. He said, I don't fake being sick because I know what it's like when other people fake being sick and I don't like it, which I thought was a very reasonable thing to say. Yeah. Maybe because I'm the capitalist, you know, I don't know.
We know who you are, Lola.
I'm actually not, by the way. But okay. Anyway. And I just thought that's very reasonable. They were like, oh, they were calling him a Canary Wolf Black. They were like, okay,
that's
okay.
So funny.
Yeah, they were, and I just thought, wow, like, so people actually can't say that they don't want to steal from their employer anymore. Like, that's controversial.
Do you know what? I hear what he's saying. I hear it. But you know, I am not the capitalist on this.
No, neither am I. Sorry, I'm
you are the boomer.
I'm actually a socialist, but whatever.
You are the boomer on this pod, and I am the resident.
I just think it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like,
I don't think people should take fake sick days, but I think people don't need to be on their last legs to take a sick day.
I'm with you as well. I am. If you're sick, be sick. But it's like the whole idea of like, okay, well, each year I get 10 paid sick days. So
some people add it to their
allowance,
like their annual leave.
Yeah, that's insane. That's how they used to do it in the NHS.
You shouldn't be
like,
doing that.
They'll be like, I've got 10 sick days, so I've got at least 10 extra opportunities where I'm the 10 days where if I can't be bothered, I'm not coming to what? And maybe they don't want to make it bait, so they're using like 5 of them. And I just kind of feel like that's not within the spirit in which it's intended, because then when companies start saying that people are taking the piss, we are going to start. That's how all these companies have started to retrench on some of their sick policies, where they say, okay, well, actually, we're happy to pay your sickness, but your first day is not paid. So anyone who wants to take a sick day, it's not worth it for them. But if they're actually sick, then yeah, cool, that whole period can be paid for. But if you from day 2, so it's not worth it for you to be sick unless you're genuinely sick. That's what companies have started to do, because so many people are taking the piss. But then when we start doing that, everyone will be like, oh, companies are the worst. Why are they doing this? But it's this sort of behavior. Like, that is actually, the contract is broken. Like, there's no give. I just don't feel like there's a give and take anymore.
I agree. There's a narrative like on social media that you work for the man, they will replace you. You die yesterday, there's gonna be someone new at your desk the next day. And I get the concept of that, and I understand the narrative behind it and the intention behind, you know, sharing that sort of thought process. But at the same time, like, you have to work.
Yeah.
You have to earn money. And I do think taking fake sick days, like, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
It really pained you to say that.
It did.
It's crazy.
It really did.
But
It
also,
did.
I also think there's levels to it. Like, if you're actually someone who, when you're at work, you're really sensible and you try your hardest. Like, no one is going to begrudge you. And I'm not talking about, I think if sometimes you wake up and you just, maybe you're not physically sick, but you're exhausted, that you actually just need the day.
Yeah, you should take a sick day.
Take the sick day.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But not like, like, I want to go Paris for the day.
No.
Don't post on social media. Blah, blah, blah.
No.
Every now and again, if, I don't know, once every few years, if it has to happen, but it can't be like you're actually gallivanting.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm, even though, you know, I'm like resident Gen Z, I'm not someone who actually goes off sick from work. Like, I don't take sick days. Like, that's not, unless I'm genuinely sick. But what I will do is, if I don't feel like going in, I will work from home. That's like my version of a sick day, is where I'm still online. But like, if for me to take a sick day, that means I can't even fathom looking at my laptop. And that takes a lot, I think, for me to be, even when I was on leading up to my maternity leave, I went off 6 days before my due date. I didn't take any time off. Like, yeah.
I feel like if you need to take the time off for whatever that reason is. It could just be like you just mentally, like, you just can't work.
Yeah.
But I feel like literally calling in sick. I'm not saying that it's I'm not saying people shouldn't do it or whatever, but I just thought the idea of someone saying that I don't like to do it because I feel like it's actually not very nice to my colleagues.
And people jumped on him.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I do feel like people do use your sick day if, like, you know, there's something you need to go to and your holiday's been rejected to take sick day.
But listen,
but don't get caught.
The problem with that, is you kind of have to make a decision before you ask. Because what I hate, and I just think these people are so daft. Like, there's nothing you can really do about it. But when someone puts in sick, when someone puts in holiday, the holiday gets declined, and then they call in sick for that exact same period. Come on, let's be guided. Like, it's obvious. There's nothing that no one can do about it unless they catch you. But
do you know what I found out? I had a similar situation like ages ago somewhere I worked, where somebody wanted time off to go to a wedding abroad, and they were underperforming at the time. So the manager decided to decline the holiday and said, you know, you're not performing right now, so I want you in the office, kind of thing. And then he took bereavement leave around the time of the wedding.
because someone died.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah, but then, like, so then I found out you can ask them for proof. Like,
how do you get proof?
Like the service sheet, hymn sheet, or like something along those lines to prove that.
I could never ask. That just feels like, imagine someone.
I didn't do it.
Imagine
I didn't ask.
somebody is like literally actually.
Yeah, I didn't ask, but I found out that somebody actually had passed.
Also, anyone can make anything on camera.
It's true. But it was coincidence that it was around the same time, and I was just like, yeah, sometimes, you know, just let people do what they're doing. That's what I'm saying. Take the sick leave, even if it looks a bit suspicious.
Can I just say, one of my clients a while ago now, there was this person who just wasn't coming to the office, and they'd be like, oh, I'm coming to the office, and then on that day, or I'm coming to the office on X day, on that day, they wouldn't come. And they'll be like, oh, sorry, this happened just last night, so I can't come. Cool. And then they'll say, I'm coming to the office on this day. They wouldn't come. And then I was trying to arrange like a meeting, and I put when you're using the scheduler, so you can see when people's diaries are free.
Yeah.
And it tells you which time zone people are in.
Yeah, it does. You have to turn that off.
That's the
settings. Just saying.
So obviously we're all in the UK time zone, whatever it is, BST, GMT, whatever it is, I don't know. Why does it say this person is -8?
Oh, that's so
Where
funny.
are you?
What a rookie mistake.
Where are you in the world? You are in Canada. You're in the US. You're on holiday. And that's why I wasn't coming to the office. And I was just like, no way. Like, there's no way. Like, it literally says that you, and even when you're booking the meeting, it says when you try to book the meeting, it says XX will not be may not be available because they're in a time zone where this happens. So even if you didn't spot it yourself next to the person's name, it literally tells you where you're trying to book the meeting.
You said just change those settings.
So
man.
guys, you got you
got to change. You got to say like to Outlook, don't change my hours, like my time zone. Keep my time zone where I am right now.
I was shocked. I was like, this is what's happening. So guys, if you're trying to trick your boss, do it properly. And also, some people they're so daft. Like, I've worked in companies. Like, when I was doing a gig at a company maybe a couple of years ago, and I had to go to Ireland to just help some family for a few weeks. So I said, "Oh, do you mind if I work from Ireland?" Like the.
Do you have an Irish passport?
No, I wish I had an Irish passport. But I was like, do you mind if I work from Ireland? And I'm contracting, so it's like either you will let me work from Ireland or I'm taking 2 weeks off because I need to be there for 2 weeks. And they were like, obviously needed me, and they was like, yeah, it's fine. But then when I got to Ireland, none of my stuff would work. Like my client laptop, nothing worked. And then it was because even though my manager had approved it, outside of the UK, everything is blacklisted. So I had to basically get IT to whitelist me to work from Ireland. So I was locked out, and I just like messaged my manager, and I was like, oh, this has happened. Spoke to IT, they got it done. So I'm like, some people are like, it's risky business, because if you work in a company, because even if your company has an office there, it might be the case that your device or whatever is not going to work. So it's risky business if you take your laptop or whatever and you think you're going to work from another country. They will know where you work. If they check, IT might not check, but if they should check, they'll know where you are, unless you're using VPN.
Yeah, especially when you work for like small, medium-sized companies. I see like more of that. When I was at Meta, there was one guy, he was working from Hawaii for the longest time. Nobody knew, because you could pick your VPN. So sometimes when I was like, I'm here, but I would change my VPN to the US so that I could watch US Netflix.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So no one knew. Obviously, Hawaii is like America, but nobody knew for the longest that he was not in the office he was supposed to be in. Like, he went under the radar for like a good year working from Hawaii.
So make sure you got your VPN. Make sure that, all of that kind of stuff. Not that we're asking you to do it, but don't lose your job for no reason.
No, for real. No, don't.
We don't even have time for a case.
No,
Next one. Okay, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. This episode was brought to you by Teamflect. Try it now at teamflect.com.
Woo, that's a wrap, guys.
Bye.
Bye.